Libra darling, today's truth is too big to miss. The universe is about to pay you for just being you. Yes, you heard that right. Your presence alone is about to unlock wealth, recognition, and a life-altering reward that has been long overdue. What you're about to hear is not random. It's not a coincidence that you landed here, at this exact moment in time, with your finger hovering over this video. This is divine timing. And you, Libra, are walking straight into a breakthrough that has been written in the stars since before you could even name your desire. I'm your guide today here on Zodiac Whisper Tarot, and this reading is one of the most powerful I've channeled in a long time for your sign. Because the message is clear, the chains of ancestral limitation are breaking and you are the one breaking them. Not by fighting. Not by begging. But simply by standing in the fullness of who you are. Let me ask you something, Libra. Have you ever dimmed your light to make others comfortable? Have you ever sacrificed your worth just to keep the peace? Have you ever given endlessly and still felt like you were invisible? Because if you've ever whispered, "When is it my turn?" then this reading is your confirmation that your turn starts now. Right now, the planetary alignments are turning in your favor. Venus, your ruling planet, is finally out of restriction and entering your second house of money, value, and self-worth. And this cosmic movement is not subtle. It's life-shifting. And it is calling your name. The cards confirm it too. The energy of the Empress, the Six of Pentacles, and the World have come through, revealing a powerful message. You are about to be financially compensated for simply showing up in your own power. You won't need to chase. You won't need to prove. The moment you stand in your truth, the universe delivers. And Libra, when you step into that wealth, you won't just receive for yourself. You'll be the first millionaire in your family line. You will be the one who ends the story of struggle and writes a new legacy. A legacy built not on hustle but on alignment. Now take a deep breath and ask yourself, what brought you here today? What if it wasn't curiosity but divine orchestration? What if the answer to your prayers is already unfolding as you sit here, listening? I want to take a moment and say thank you. Truly. Thank you for being here. Every view, every comment, every share, and every subscriber brings more energy into this sacred circle we're building here at Zodiac Whisper Tarot. Your support keeps this space alive and allows these transformative messages to reach those who need them most. And Libra, please stay with me until the very end of this reading. Because what the universe is about to reveal will shake your foundation, heal your past, and elevate your next chapter. It's that powerful. Before we move forward, I invite you to type this in the comments. I accept being paid for my presence. I am ready to become the first millionaire in my family. Write it like you mean it. That comment isn't just a sentence, it's a spiritual contract between you and the universe. Let's anchor it together. Ready? Then let's begin. Because your destiny won't wait. There's something extraordinary that happens when the energy of worth finally meets the timing of divine alignment, and that is exactly what's unfolding in this phase of your journey, Libra. The presence of the Empress, the Six of Pentacles, the World, and the King of Pentacles in your reading is not just a fortunate coincidence of cards. It is a precise mirror of your evolution, a spiritual acknowledgement that the time for receiving has arrived. Not because you fought harder. Not because you finally proved yourself. But because you remembered your intrinsic value, and the universe simply cannot ignore that frequency any longer. Each of these three opportunities is, in its own way, a sacred echo of everything you've given without asking for anything in return. To be paid for your presence is not merely a financial opportunity, it is a spiritual recalibration. Your energy is no longer passive. It is potent, magnetic, and commanding. You don't have to perform to be seen. You don't need to overextend to be valued. In this energetic moment, just walking into the room with your calm, measured Libra light shifts dynamics, stabilizes chaos, and brings peace to people who didn't even know they needed it. And now, they do. Now, they're willing to compensate for what once went unnoticed. The second opportunity, the return of someone who once underestimated you, is not about revenge or validation. It's about recognition. It's about energetic correction. You have changed, and people feel it. Someone who once kept you in the background, perhaps out of fear, pride, or even ignorance, now realizes that your quiet wisdom was the foundation they never knew they needed. They return not just with words, but with tangible offerings, with a willingness to pay for your time, your input, or perhaps your trust. And the most important thing? You are the one who sets the terms now. Then, we come to the third door, the one linked to inheritance, legacy, or long-term wealth. This is where astrology and fate intersect in the most beautiful way. The movement of Venus into your second house does not only suggest money. It signals a complete redefinition of what you value and how you allow others to value you. Whether it's a legal payout, a long-delayed inheritance, or a joint business venture, this is not just cash flow. This is generational stability being rewritten through you. You are the bridge between what was and what will be. And Libra, you carry that weight with such grace. Now, as for the number 6, it's more than just a prediction. In numerology, 6 represents harmony, balance, service, and healing. It also speaks to home, family, and spiritual justice. So when this number shows up in your energetic field, it's not just guiding you toward a financial shift, it's telling you that you are stepping into a role that blesses not only yourself but everyone around you. You become the person who shifts the family narrative not through force, but through alignment. You don't need to be everything for everyone anymore. Sometimes, just being you, present, honest, grounded, is the exact medicine a space needs. That is why doors are opening. That is why compensation is coming. That is why your presence now has a price, not because it can be measured, but because it can no longer be ignored. So if you feel that nudge in your heart right now, Libra, the sense that something greater is unfolding, trust it. And if you've ever prayed, even once, for a breakthrough that would not just lift you, but restore what was lost, then know this: the answer is in motion. You're not being rewarded because you demand it. You're receiving because you've held the light in dark places longer than most could imagine. And sometimes, grace doesn't come loudly. It comes in contracts, bank deposits, business calls, and unexpected offers that whisper, "You are seen." So tell me, Libra, what is the one thing you gave freely that you now long to receive in return? Comment below and anchor your energy into this sacred space of worth. The universe is listening. There are moments in life when silence becomes the loudest expression of truth. And Libra, you've arrived at exactly such a moment. The recent shifts in your energy, subtle yet seismic, are not just inner evolutions. They are energetic broadcasts to everyone who once thought they knew you. The Lovers reversed, alongside the Knight of Cups, isn't merely about a broken connection or an old flame. It's a mirror. One that forces someone, perhaps still lingering on the edges of your aura, to confront what they lost when they took your grace for granted. What you're experiencing right now is a sacred reversal of roles. In the past, you may have bent, compromised, explained, and tried to meet someone halfway, not because you lacked worth, but because your heart is wired for harmony. That's the essence of your Libra nature. But something shifted. Whether it was a boundary you enforced, a moment of silence you chose, or the way you walked away without a dramatic exit, you claimed your own energy back. And that decision, though quiet, sent a wave through someone else's reality. They feel it. The pull. The absence. The contrast between your energy and everything else around them. But you? You no longer need to prove you're lovable. You are the prize. You are the lighthouse that keeps shining whether the ship returns or not. Love, in its purest form, doesn't demand attention. It invites presence. It's not a transaction of guilt and apology, but a space where two people rise, each willing to show up fully, consistently, with heart and honesty. If this person returns, let their actions speak before their words do. Real love doesn't show up with a bouquet of excuses. It shows up with changed behavior, clarity of intent, and the willingness to build something from the ground up, even if it costs them their comfort zone. This is your moment of relational sovereignty. Choosing to open your heart again is not weakness, it's wisdom. But closing the door, too, if you feel the need to protect your peace, is not punishment. It is alignment. You no longer choose from fear of loneliness. You choose from love for yourself. What's even more beautiful about this emotional chapter is the deeper layer of healing it offers. When someone is magnetized back into your orbit after a season of distance, it often signals that something has matured either within them or within you. You're no longer clinging to potential. You're reading patterns. You're observing whether someone meets you where you are now, not where you used to be. In this modern world full of distraction and noise, silence can be a sacred discipline. Not every message needs to be explained. Not every ending needs a postscript. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is stand still while someone else has to walk through their own fire to reach you again if they choose to. And if they don't, it's not your loss. Your healing has already begun. We often talk about miracles as grand, lightning bolt moments. But sometimes the miracle is quiet, the strength to pause before reacting, the peace you feel after letting go, the clarity you gain when you stop explaining your worth to people unwilling to see it. These are divine recalibrations that happen in real time, often when you're simply sitting in your own light. So if you're feeling that deep tug, the sense that someone is thinking about you, perhaps regretting, perhaps longing, don't rush to fill the space. Let them feel the echo of their choices. Let them come to you with reverence, not desperation. And in the meantime, honor your own heart. Speak gently to yourself. Surround yourself with people who see your value without needing to be convinced. If you're ready, type in the comments, "I am the reward. My love is sacred, and only those who honor it may enter." Let this be your affirmation, not to attract someone back, but to stand firm in your truth. Because when love returns as a choice, not a need, it becomes something worth growing. Sometimes, without even realizing it, you begin to receive messages long before you're consciously ready to act on them. Libra, the past few weeks may have felt strange, dreams becoming more vivid, time feeling like it stretches or folds in unexpected ways, or people randomly coming to mind moments before they contact you. This isn't your imagination playing tricks. It's your energetic field tuning into a frequency that you've been aligned with for some time, but only now have the clarity and emotional grounding to truly interpret. The number 6 showing up around you isn't random either. In numerology, 6 is the vibration of balance, service, material and emotional support. It speaks to your Libra essence so intimately. It's the number of harmony that connects spiritual purpose with earthly reward. And when it repeats itself in receipts, in timestamps, or through synchronicity, it's the universe gently affirming, you're in alignment. You are supported. Keep going. What adds depth to this moment is that your subconscious mind has already been working ahead of you. Your dreams, those subtle symbols of money, water, or glowing light, those aren't just signs of stress or imagination. Each one reflects an aspect of your current transition. Dreaming of money? That's not greed or wishful thinking. It's a premonition. A sign that emotional and spiritual debts are being paid off, and compensation, both financial and energetic, is on its way. Water in dreams reflects the internal healing you've quietly been navigating. It washes through your emotional body, clearing out residues of guilt, regret, or attachment that no longer serve the chapter ahead. And golden light? That's a beacon. A sign of protection, guidance, and breakthrough. A gentle whisper from the higher energies that you are not just walking forward, you're being carried. In my years of studying astrology and the law of attraction, I've seen this pattern appear when a person is on the edge of radical change. The signs become undeniable. And Libra, your chart confirms this. With Venus now in your second house, the realm of earned income and self-worth, these signs aren't just encouragement, they're invitations. The moment you choose to listen, to align with the energy instead of questioning it, doors that seemed sealed begin to open. There's something profoundly therapeutic about understanding that your energy is already working for you. That just being who you are without forcing, without performing, just enough. And this is where I often encourage people, especially in spiritual overwhelm, to write. Not as a task, but as a devotional act. A grounding practice. The sentence we anchor in this reading, I am being paid for my presence, and I am worthy of my divine inheritance, is not a magical spell, but a commitment. To yourself. To your worth. To your future. Write it in your notebook. Whisper it before you sleep. Place it under your pillow as a way to remind your subconscious mind of what your soul already knows. You don't need to chase blessings. You are the blessing. You don't need to bargain for abundance. You are in relationship with it. If you've been going through your days quietly wondering, is it finally my time? This is your confirmation. Stay alert in the next 6 days. Watch for the signs. They will come, not just in numbers or colors or dreams, but in moments that seem small yet feel profound. A phone call. An idea. A shift in the way someone looks at you. When that happens, take a breath and remember this truth. Everything that is arriving now has been on its way to you for a long time. It just needed you to believe it could finally land. You've spent so much of your life dimming your own light, Libra, not out of weakness, but out of deep empathy. You've stepped aside so others could feel seen. You've stayed quiet to keep the peace. You've turned down opportunities simply because your soul remembered what it felt like to be envied, misunderstood, or overlooked. But that chapter is closed now. Energetically, cosmically, karmically, the season of playing small has ended. Astrologically speaking, this is a full circle moment. With transits activating your 2nd and 8th houses, areas tied to value, inheritance, and exchange, the universe is not merely offering you abundance, it's insisting on it. The only thing left is your willingness to allow it in. Because here's the truth, your glow doesn't take away from others. It liberates them. Your rise is not a threat, it's a signal. A beacon of what's possible when someone refuses to betray their own worth for the sake of comfort or approval. And Libra, the healing you've done didn't just impact you. Every time you chose peace over retaliation, growth over gossip, presence over performance, you were breaking cycles for more than just yourself. You were healing lines that go far beyond your name. That kind of restoration doesn't always show up immediately in the material world, but it's stored, tracked, counted. And now, you're in a season of spiritual repayment. Not because the universe owes you, but because you're finally ready to hold what you once couldn't. From a self-healing perspective, this is often the hardest part, accepting goodness. Allowing restoration. Receiving without guilt. Many people can survive storms, but very few are prepared to let in the sunlight when it returns. You must give yourself permission to enjoy what's on its way, without apologizing, without over-explaining. What if nothing is wrong anymore? What if this really is your time? I often see this pattern in clients, especially those with strong Libra energy. They're so used to carrying others that when the weight finally lifts, they almost reach for something to hold again. But now is the time to open your arms, not your defenses. The blessings coming to you are not accidental. They are not random. They are a direct response to your past resilience and quiet, daily alignment. Even in biblical teachings, there are moments where restoration happens not just to reward, but to restore balance and legacy. It's not about ego. It's about stewardship. When you receive something good and use it to light the path for others, especially those who came before you and didn't get the chance, you fulfill a deeper calling. You become the bridge. The first in your family to walk through a door that was sealed shut for generations. And now, your very presence holds the key. You are no longer being asked to carry everyone. You are being invited to walk ahead, not alone, but as a guide. Your abundance is not selfish. It's strategic. When you prosper, it teaches others they can too. When you allow yourself to be seen, it helps others break their own invisibility spells. And when you stop apologizing for your light, it ignites courage in those still searching for theirs. So, if you feel the pull to shine, do it. If an opportunity feels too big, take it anyway. If you sense that this is the moment your life begins to mirror the quiet work you've done in the dark, then trust that instinct. You're not here to shrink. You're here to expand. And no one gets to decide your timeline but you. Keep going, Libra. Everything you thought was lost is being returned in ways more abundant than you could have imagined. Something powerful begins to happen the moment you stop waiting for permission to rise. Libra, you've always been the one holding space for everyone else. You've been the balancer, the peacemaker, the quiet strength in the room, and for that, the universe has kept record. But now? It's not about holding space. It's about taking it. What I see in your chart and your energy right now is a rare alignment of cosmic forces that doesn't just invite you to step forward, it requires it. With Venus dancing through your second house, and planetary aspects influencing your house of legacy and identity, the invitation is clear. This is the time to redefine how the world sees you, and more importantly, how you see yourself. This part of the journey is less about receiving and more about becoming. Not as an act of striving, but as an act of remembering. You were never meant to blend in. You were never meant to play small so others could feel safe. Somewhere along the way, you convinced yourself that your light was too much, that your dreams were too big, or your presence was too bold. But Libra, the truth is this: you were born to take up space. You were created to shift rooms, to command energy with grace, and to raise the standard for what elegance, wisdom, and quiet power look like. This is where your transformation becomes visible to others. That shift they can't explain. That glow they feel but can't quite name. They may ask, did something happen to you? And the answer is, yes. You happened to yourself. You chose yourself. You reclaimed the version of you that you buried to keep the peace. When you do this, when you own your voice, your story, your truth, you're not just creating abundance. You're modeling freedom. You're telling others, it's safe to be radiant. You're giving the next generation, and even your ancestors, the gift of permission. You are the proof that the story doesn't have to end in limitation. So many of us walk through life afraid that if we change, we'll lose people. But the right ones won't run. When your light grows, they'll cheer louder. And those who leave? They were never meant to witness this chapter anyway. And here's something else: your financial and emotional breakthroughs are not separate. They're interwoven. The clearer you get about your worth, the more clearly opportunities recognize you. The moment you stop negotiating with scarcity, you stop attracting people who require you to beg for love, for space, for visibility. You set a new vibration. And that vibration calls in everything that aligns with your healed self. You are not selfish for wanting more. You are not demanding for requiring respect. You are simply aligned now, and anything that cannot meet you there will fall away. That's not punishment. That's pruning. And Libra, every gardener knows that pruning is what makes the rose bloom brighter. If you've been feeling a nudge to reinvent, to dress differently, to speak with more boldness, to stop hiding, follow it. That's your soul confirming the shift. And if there's a part of you still hesitant, still asking, am I allowed to take up this much space? Let me answer clearly, yes. You are not just allowed. You are anointed for it. If these words resonate, I invite you to comment, I am becoming everything I once dimmed. I am safe to shine. Let this be your sacred declaration, your signal to the universe that you are not shrinking back, not now, not ever again. Sometimes we forget that the most powerful choice we'll ever make is to choose ourselves fully, unapologetically, and consistently. Libra, you were never meant to wait on the sidelines for someone else to decide your worth. You were born to sit at the head of your own table. And if no one gives you a chair, you build the table yourself. What you've experienced, what you've let go, and what you're now stepping into, it's all been part of a larger orchestration to bring you back home to your own power. I want you to feel this deeply. You are not here to be picked. You are not here to prove. You are here to choose. To choose the life that matches your worth, to say yes to what aligns, and to say no firmly and peacefully to what no longer resonates. This is not about arrogance. It's about alignment. When you stop begging to be seen, and start standing in your light, the right people and opportunities no longer miss you. They feel you. They are drawn to the clarity of your energy, the certainty in your voice, the calm confidence of someone who no longer trades their peace for a seat at someone else's table. So, let me ask you, what would shift in your life if you decided, right now, that you are already enough? That the financial abundance you're waiting for isn't waiting to be earned, it's waiting to be received? That the love you're hoping for doesn't require you to perform, but to simply be? Would you walk differently? Speak more clearly? Set different boundaries? What would change if you no longer needed external validation to believe you are worthy of wealth, of joy, of a life that feels deliberate and not accidental? These aren't just rhetorical questions. They're invitations. Invitations to return to yourself, to reframe your journey, to realign with the deepest truth you carry, that your presence is valuable, powerful, and worthy of reward. And if something in your spirit is whispering, yes, right now, then I want you to anchor that in the comments below. Write it out, claim it aloud. I am ready to become the first millionaire in my family. I allow myself to receive wealth simply because I exist. And as you write it, don't just see it as a hope, see it as a reality in motion. A soul contract you're now ready to activate. If this message touched you, even just one line of it, please give this video a like to let the universe know you're ready. Share this with someone who's on the edge of their own breakthrough, who just needs one nudge, one moment of clarity to see themselves differently. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe to Zodiac Whisper Tarot, because this isn't just a channel. It's a home for your growth, a sanctuary for your spirit, and a space where you are always guided with love and clarity. Your destiny isn't ahead of you, it's already with you, waiting to be claimed. So take a breath, Libra. Take your place. And know, you're not just worthy of more, you are more. Let the world rise to meet the standard of your presence. Now tell me in the comments. What is one thing you are no longer available for? And what will you do differently today to affirm the life you know you deserve? Your voice matters. Your story is unfolding. And I'm honored to walk this chapter with you.